I got really sunburned today. I forgot my sunscreen. I'm in El Calafate in Patagonia. This is one of the most touristed areas in Patagonia with good reason. The famous Perito Moreno Glacier is just 1 hour away, and that's the reason I'm here. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of El Calafate and how to get to the glacier and show you what the glacier is like. I flew into the El Calafate airport, which is only about 25 minutes from the town center. There's no Uber in El Calafate, so you really need to take either an official taxi, rent a car, or arrange a ride on the VES shuttle, which is what I did. I suggest reserving your spot in advance, which you can do via WhatsApp. The number for them is listed in my blog post linked in the description below, so you can contact them. You can find their counter and check in just after the hallway of all the rental cars after you scan your bags. The ride to town is beautiful, and then they make several stops in town so you can kind of choose which one is the closest. You'll tell them in advance. The town of El Calafate is really not that big, and there's just one main road and a few side roads full of shops and restaurants. In town, you can see the artisan fair, go shopping, you can find breweries and restaurants, and see the El Calafate sign that is at the top of the hill. I was there on Christmas, so the sign was very festive. Besides visiting the Perito Moreno Glacier, my favorite thing to do in El Calafate was visit the Glaciarium Museum. There's a free shuttle every hour that leaves from the main tourist office in town and takes you to the museum. It takes about 15 minutes to get there, and you can get really great views of Lago Argentino from there. It's so beautiful. The museum itself has a ton of information about glaciers, but the best part was going to the ice bar inside the museum. It was like $10 extra, and it included a drink and a really fun experience.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Gracias. Gracias.
They lent us these parkas and gloves, and we got to hang out in this freezing cold room with our drink and Santa Claus. It's almost 10 in the morning, and I'm going to meet at the meeting spot where the group tour is going to pick me up to go to Perito Moreno. Here it is. This is the spot. So you can take a bus from the main bus terminal to the Perito Moreno Glacier and back ida y vuelta for 50,000 pesos, at least as of December 2024. I decided to do a tour that I selected with Get Your Guide. It was $65, but it's basically door-to-door transportation. This is just like around the corner from my Airbnb. After waiting 30 minutes to get picked up by my shuttle, I got in, and then we drove around the city picking up other people from their locations, and then we headed out to go to Perito Moreno.
Our bus remains in the same place. If you want something from the national park, there's a souvenir shop in the walkway. And if you find any animal, it's really usual to see some foxes here, and they are like dogs. They are always looking for food. Please do not feed them, okay?
It took about 1 hour to arrive at the entrance. And then once you arrive at the entrance, if you have not yet bought your ticket, you can get off the bus, go to the entrance building and pay. It's 45,000 pesos. You can pay in cash, credit card, debit card, or a transfer. But if you don't want to do that, you can also buy your ticket online. I'll link it down below so you can just click the link and buy it online. We did make one short stop before entering the park, which was for about 10 minutes just to see the Perito Moreno Glacier from a distance. So after you pay, you'll get back on the shuttle bus, and then you'll drive about 20 to 30 more minutes until you reach the entrance near Perito Moreno. If you want to do the boat trip, they'll drop you off at the entrance where you can buy your ticket. It's 60,000 pesos.
Uno, porfa. Gracias.
That was crazy. Trying to get my ticket. I didn't have the boat ticket in advance. Everyone just rushes the window all at the same time, and everyone thinks they're more important and tries to go in front of you, so it's like really stressful. So now I'm like the last person to get the ticket. I'm not sure if I'm totally going in the right place, but I have to hurry. Okay, phew, I made it, but I have to pee. I hope there's Our bathroom on board. Hola, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo le va?
Muy bien, ¿vos?
Bien, bienvenida a
Gracias,
bordo.
feliz Navidad.
Gracias.
Hasta luego. I made it! If you're not going to do the nautical boat ride, then stay on the shuttle and they'll just drive you to the entrance. I want to take advantage. I'm probably never coming back here again, so I wanted to do as many things as I could. So I personally think the boat trip was worth it. It was really amazing to be that close to it. Inside the boat was pretty big. We definitely were not at capacity, which was a good thing because everyone has to sit down to start, and then once we pull away from port, then you're allowed to get up and walk around. So there's a downstairs deck, and then you can also go upstairs. I recommend going upstairs right away because it seemed like it took people a minute to figure out that there was an upstairs. So if you go up there really fast, then you can probably get really good shots without a lot of people. I'm so glad I did that boat ride because not only did I meet super cool people and made new friends, but it was just really beautiful. It was totally quiet out there in the water on our own.
Gracias, hasta luego.
Then when the boat ride ended, we got off the boat, the shuttle picked us up, dropped us off at the entrance. From there, I started taking the different trails. Now I'm taking the first circuit, which is the forest circuit, the bosque, and then that leads to the inferior circuit, circuito inferior, the lower circuit. Luckily, I'm by myself on this trail right now, which is really nice. I expected there to be a lot more people, but they're probably all down by the glacier. Coming upon that first glance close up, let's see, I can hear blocks of ice falling. Over there is where we did the cruise on this side. That right there is that rock, that big iceberg that had the dark color that was like black, the sediment that had just come up this morning from the iceberg. If you do a tour, most tours give you 4 hours at the glacier. So if you don't do the boat ride, you have 4 hours to walk all of the pathways. If you do the boat ride, you have just under 3 hours. If you just walk quickly along all the paths, you'll have enough time. You can do it within an hour, but of course you don't want to just walk it. You want to stop and enjoy. So I would say give each pathway about an hour to an hour and a half. The two main circuits are the Circuito Inferior, or the lower circuit, and the Sendero de la Costa, which is the path that goes along the coast. They kind of take you in opposite directions. The lower circuit will take you along the left side. The Sendero de la Costa, or the coastal path, will take you along the right side of the glacier. I had wanted to go to all of the trails, but unfortunately I didn't have time because I kept running into new friends and people that I had met within the last few days, so I ended up hanging out with them, and so we walked a little slower, but it was worth it to have really good company. It was such an amazing day. So far, I think the best photo spot is right here at the point where the Segundo Balcón and Sendero de la Costa start. This is the best photo spot. You can see everything. Then about 30 minutes before the pickup time, I started making my way back up to where the little restaurant area is to get in the shuttle bus and meet my group again. You know, I felt like there was actually a lot of similarities between visiting Perito Moreno and visiting Iguazu. They both cost $45 to enter, like all of the expensive national parks in Argentina. They both have multiple circuits or paths that take you in different directions to go all around the park and see the main feature. And they're also both full of Brazilians. There were so many Brazilians at the Perito Moreno Glacier as well, just like in Iguazu. If you do have time, Try to visit all of the pathways because even though you're looking at the same thing, each one offers a different, unique perspective, and they're so amazing. I had the absolute best day today. I love El Calafate, and I loved visiting Perito Moreno. And if you want to see what other national parks in Argentina look like, just click on this video here where you can see what Iguazu Falls looks like. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás?